From an early age, we're taught that the ultimate sign of a good person is endless patience. If someone wrongs you, the standard advice is to turn the other cheek and offer grace through unconditional forgiveness. But in practice, that endless accommodation often yields a different result. Instead of earning gratitude, the person who always forgives is routinely met with rudeness, crossed boundaries, and deliberate disrespect. The problem with granting a blank check of forgiveness is that it creates a vacuum. It sends an implicit signal to others that you have zero boundaries, leading you to mistake what is actually self-abandonment for a kind of moral superiority. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche identified this dynamic as the morality of weakness, a dangerous illusion where people convince themselves that quietly tolerating disrespect is a virtue, when it is actually a failure to defend their own worth. To maintain your dignity and avoid this trap, you have to recognize where to draw the line. There are 7 specific acts of disrespect that you should absolutely never forgive. The first category of disrespect operates quietly. These are calculated attacks designed specifically to undermine your intellect and distort your sense of reality. This begins with deliberate lying. Nietzsche argued that truth is a form of courage. Therefore, when someone intentionally lies to you, knowing it will cause harm, they are making an implicit statement that you do not deserve the truth. This distortion also occurs when someone minimizes your emotions. When you try to explain how you feel and the response is a dismissive "you're too sensitive," you are experiencing a form of emotional manipulation designed to make you doubt your own experience. Over time, dealing with this forces you to systematically doubt your own will. You begin to question your own feelings, eventually believing that your internal experience is invalid. Repeatedly forgiving these acts diminishes your standing in the relationship. It signals to the other person that your intelligence and your emotions can be ignored without consequence. That brings us to a second category of disrespect, where certain people interpret your willingness to forgive as a license for exploitation. Opportunistic people are constantly testing boundaries. They ignore your rules and demand your help, only to disappear the moment you need them. This creates an unbalanced dynamic, where your kindness is used as a tool for their convenience. This cycle inevitably leads to you being treated like an option. They talk to you only when they are bored and cancel plans at the last minute, because you have allowed them to see you as a backup choice rather than a priority. By continually accommodating these specific boundary violations, you transform your compassion into the very mechanism used for your own exploitation. The final category of disrespect involves calculated acts designed to destroy your social standing and shatter foundational bonds. Public humiliation is a primary example. Remarks disguised as just a joke at your expense are actually subtle social power plays. Laughing along only reinforces your own subjugation in the eyes of others. Then there is the betrayal of trust. Nietzsche considered loyalty an essential quality in strong individuals, meaning a betrayal shows a complete disregard for the commitments that hold any relationship together. Granting forgiveness for these ultimate violations sends a message that your core foundations can be destroyed without lasting impact. Forgiveness is a beautiful human quality, but we have to dismantle the myth that it should be applied to every interpersonal conflict, regardless of the cost to ourselves. Nietzsche's philosophy reminds us that the level of respect you receive from the outside world is a direct reflection of the self-respect you demand. Drawing a hard line and refusing to forgive these behaviors is not an act of cruelty. It is the necessary creation of protective distance between you and those who seek to diminish you. Individual strength is realized when you stop negotiating your own worth. The world only truly begins to respect you the moment your dignity becomes completely non-negotiable.